How did BLA Animation go from this to this? So recently, I have developed a fascination with KinitoPET and the fandom. So I was just scrolling on YouTube, just having a normal day, and then I came across this channel that the YouTube algorithm recommended to me. BLA Animation, a channel with 103,000 subscribers. Okay, so her channel must be really good, right? Just by looking at the channel name, I knew what kind of content she makes. Totally quality content, right? Well, no. Thousands of subscribers does not always equal quality. And there are channels that are actually proof of that. Popular doesn't always equal good. Her channel description basically goes over the type of content that she makes. Hello, it's BLA Animation. I am an animator. I make funny animations on my computer. I hope you enjoy all my storytelling animations and how-to videos that I made. That is all the information that I could read in the description because the rest of it is in another language and I cannot understand any other language that's not English. Just by looking at her channel name and her description itself, you can clearly tell of what her content style is. So, before I get to the issues that I have with BLA Animation, let me talk about the good stuff of her channel. BLA Animation was not always like this. In fact, if you go to her oldest videos, her content then was a different style compared to how it is today. Her first video uploaded on her channel was called the COVID-19 song. That video was really successful and earned thousands of views. And so, ever since then, she continued uploading content onto the channel. She used to make normal content for a while. But unfortunately, like M-Time 4, BLA Animation turned into a content farm. All she makes on her channel has been KinitoPET content. And that's it. So BLA Animations has now become known for making KinitoPET content because that's the new big thing. So of course, she churns out video after video in order to keep the trend grinding. She cannot rest and she cannot stop. And she doesn't even want to stop. So what happened to BLA Animation? How did her content go from this to this? Somewhere down the road of her journey, she switched her content to something else. Ever since KinitoPET blew up and got popular, BLA Animation dropped her old content style and then became a Kinito channel. Literally her entire channel now revolves all around KinitoPET as her new fixation. I just realized while editing this video that I forgot to add the disclaimer that I would usually always add at the beginning of every video. So I'm just gonna add it now. Quick disclaimer, please do not go and harass or attack BLA Animation, as it will only stir up unnecessary conflict and worsen the situation. With that said, moving on. Now don't get me wrong, I get that she wants to try something new. She wants to switch up her content, and that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. However, when it does become a problem, is that she became so fixated on KinitoPET that it became the only content that she makes. Now please stay with me on this. I do, in fact, like her KinitoPET content. I find it entertaining and I watch it from time to time. When her content used to be normal. It first started off as 3D animation. but then transitioned over to 2D animation. Her first KinitoPET video that she made on the channel was an Everlasting Fun animation, and that short clip, it had so many views and got so successful that she simply decided to make more videos. And this was the result. But I noticed that her recent content started coming off as off to me. It's starting to feel more and more content farmy. Even the titles and the thumbnails are starting to feel off. Some are even deemed inappropriate. If you go to her newer content, she essentially became a KinitoPET channel. Yeah, that's the type of content that she makes nowadays. Now you might be wondering, so what's the problem? Well, I'll get right to that. Now, I get it. She's an animator, and that's cool. She should continue doing what she's doing if that makes her happy. However, the problem that I have with her channel is that her content started becoming more and more content farmy. Her channel and content started going down a rabbit hole of content farmy types of videos. She switched from her old style, and then she became a KinitoPET animation channel. That's all she makes now. All the content on her channel, it's just KinitoPET. That's it. She doesn't make anything else besides that. The one video that she made on her channel that's not KinitoPET related is Friday Night Funkin' Wacky World, the Amazing Digital Circus animation. That was the only video where, for once, we get a fresh breath of air from her usual status quo. But then after that video, she switched right back to her KinitoPET content. All she makes on this channel, it's nothing but Kinito content. That's it. That's all she makes now. But of course, ever since KinitoPET exploded into popularity, she needed to get onto the trend. So she hopped on the bandwagon and started churning out video after video and essentially turned into a content farm channel. So, what do I have a problem with this channel? The main issue that I have with BLA Animation, aside from her content farmy style, is her thumbnails. She makes these really weird thumbnails, and she's gotten called out for it because these thumbnails were confusing and did not have anything to do with the videos. Why can't she just change the thumbnails? I just don't get it. It's safe to say that BLA Animation turned into a Kinito channel. Her new content style obviously gives it away because all she makes on her channel, it's just Kinito related content and nothing else. And that is just sad because she wasn't always this way. And she only did this for the sake of hopping on the trend. So as a way to wrap up the video, let me restate the main point that I'm trying to make. BLA Animation used to start out as a good channel, but sadly, she ended up turning into a content farm, only churning out KinitoPET content, and that's it. But she only did this not for the money, but for the sake of hopping on the trend and having something to make content out of. But I don't blame her for doing that because it is hard to grow your channel and make it big without hopping onto a trend to make content out of. So, am I blaming her? No, but it doesn't excuse the content farmy types of videos that she's making, especially the weird titles and thumbnails that are really turning people off. And this video was not made to hate on her in any way, but rather just to serve as criticism. That's really all that I'm going to say. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.